Hi guys, Aaron here and welcome to the workshop. Yesterday I've done my last race or competition of the road slash mountain bike summer season. So the event I did was a hill climb time trial and I got third with the power record, so overall I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, overall my progress during the season I think is quite satisfactory. Just to recap, I've done around 27-28 events. From those I've won 5 and I got 2 podiums, and most of the other ones were top 10s, so quite a good improvement compared to last year, particularly in the time trial department. So I'm really happy with that. Power wise, I've made some good progress as well. Many of you have been asking about my threshold power. And so what is it? Well, to be completely honest, I don't know exactly. Because, well, I've done a threshold test, an FTP test in January, so that was a long way ago, and that was on the turbo trainer on Zwift, measured by the Elite Diretto that I had back then, and there I managed to get 330 watts for 20 minutes, but it turned out later on that this reading was quite high compared to my Quark units. At first I thought that the Quark on my time trial bike was a bit off, but then after doing multiple rides on, well, basically 4 different power meter units, all Quarks that I have here, it turned out that indeed the Diretto was the one that read high. So anyway, yesterday I've managed to do 320 for 20 minutes, which is quite close, and I think it's good progress because, well, back in January or at the beginning of the season, when I eventually got to ride outside with my Quarks, back then I was managing only around 295 or something. So yeah, quite a good improvement there. And I'm really hoping to get over the 6 watts per kilos next year. It's 5.4 at the moment. But actually I don't think the threshold power is the one that's improved the most. I think it's rather more about endurance and how I can deal with back-to-back high training loads. So last year my average training stress score was around 60-70. This year it's closer to 100, which is a lot more, a good chunk more, and much more in line with what full-time riders do. So I'm aiming to do that. In the beginning of the season, sometimes I had problems recovering from this, but I managed to press on, and I think to this point I've arrived to the stage of my fitness that I can do many hard days, and I don't even do completely off days now. I prefer to do some easy rides. Some people were complaining that, well, it's not a zone 1 ride, even though I label it as recovery. Well, if you do 3 days with total stress score of 500, and then you do a day with a stress score of 30, then indeed it's going to be recovery. So anyway, that was my fitness development. As for the individual disciplines, I also took up mountain biking this year. I've done quite well on marathons, and scored my first UCI points in those. I've also done an Olympic style event, and I have to say I completely suck at that. I'm just not really very good in those short intense efforts. So 1 hour race, 1 hour 30 race is not really what suits me. On the road, I've managed to win my first road race finally, from a breakaway, of course, not in a sprint. And actually during the season I lost my motivation for road racing a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I took up mountain biking, and it's because, well, when I started racing in this, should I say, higher level with better results, the wins were extremely hard to come by because, well, I don't have a team, and in road racing that's pretty much completely a team sport, team dominated sport. Yeah, I've tried many different strategies, and on my own none of them really worked until that last one. So yeah, it was a bit tough on the morale, but I kept pushing on. Time trials went very well this year. I already talked about that. Fitness wise, it's all set. As for the equipment, well, I'm in kind of an unusual state right now, because effectively I only have one set of rim brake wheels for 2 bikes, which is not ideal. I have some ordered, but they haven't arrived just yet. I also don't have any disc wheel at the moment. It's too late for that now, but hopefully it will arrive in time for the next season. And now I'm really going to focus on cyclocross for the next coming months. So yeah, despite that, I'll have some more interesting content for you. I have a ton of new equipment, different small parts, bigger ones as well, and also a brand new bike if all goes well. Maybe, if things go very well, even 2 new bikes, but more on that later on. If you want to know more about how my season and the individual races went, of course you can check out my Strava account. It's completely public. You can see every single kilometer I've done on there. And if you want to know more about the bikes themselves, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.